I have a one's gotta go for you guys.
Who's got to go?
We have 90s TV shows. So we have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, All That, Living Single, or South Park. What's gotta go?
Choose! Living Single, South Park, All That, and Fresh Prince is probably the toughest decision.
I'm going All That.
You gonna get rid of All That?
It's the least culturally impactful of all four of those. It's the least culturally
Get the
impactful.
out of here.
It's the least culturally impactful. I'm sorry.
No, because that ends
Fresh Prince.
Nickelodeon. That ends Nickelodeon
That
without all
doesn't
that.
end Nickelodeon. That
That's how
ends the
everybody
live
got
action division.
Yes.
No,
which is the most
Nickelodeon.
necessary.
It was not the most necessary. I didn't need none of them Hidden Temple. I didn't need none of them live action things on Nickelodeon.
But then you're getting rid of. So no All That, which means no Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel might have gotten on.
No, they literally just said they got on because of All That. So that's
well, then
gone.
I'm sorry.
Nick Cannon doesn't have a career. Gabriel Iglesias doesn't have a career. Absolutely not.
Gabriel Iglesias was only on in season 5 after it was already.
And it was, but that's where he got his start. That's where he got his pop.
I'm sorry. You want me to get rid of Will Smith? You want me to get rid of Queen Latifah? You want me to get rid of Maxine Shaw? Overton?
I love the show.
No. And South Park is still on today. Like, I can't do that.
No, you can't get rid of. I have to get rid of Living Single.
Wow!
I don't want to. But I can't erase so many people's careers. That's a lot of people's careers that I got to get rid of. People I care about.
But what have Keenan and Kel done for you lately? Don't say Good Burger 2. You ain't watched that shit.
The Shannon Sharp podcast. That's what they did for me lately.
That was Kel.
And I love it. And Keenan's on SNL. And he's killing it on SNL.
I thought he left.
No,
he left. He left like 3 years ago. He had a whole thing, unless he went back. I hate that. I hate when leave and then
come back.
And then make an announcement about leaving and then come back.
No, I can't get rid of all that, dude. It's too many careers.
If you threw SNL up there, I'd get rid of SNL. So,
yeah, no, that's different. No.
Yeah.
It's an entirety?
Yeah.
No. There's no way I could get rid of SNL. The OG era of SNL, it's impossible to get rid of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, OG era was a long time ago.
I know, it was a long time ago. And again, great careers coming out, including Eddie Murphy, which, sorry, I kind of got to keep Eddie Murphy.
Look, this ain't about SNL.
Right, it's not about SNL. No, I'm not saying I'm making a choice for Living Single.
But no, I mean, arguably, for kids, was SNL.
Yeah. I needed all that. I need the transition from that to Keenan and Kel, Amanda Bynes getting her own show, which then leading to Drake and Josh, leading to
my counter argument is all of the trauma that were involved in all of those shows. Hey, we just got a documentary.
That's great, but I got laughs.
I
got laughs. My childhood was great. Theirs wasn't. Sucks for you. You also got paid.
Not really.
Hey, look.
If you're young enough, that goes in a trust until you're old enough.
Check this out.
Or it goes to your parents and then they.
I got trauma and I didn't get paid. So screw them. Trying to keep it clean. Screw them. I got trauma with no money. They got trauma with a bank account. It sucks. But hey, you got
a lot of that black kid. Remember the black kid on all in out.
All in out
is
terrible.
It's terrible. All that. Okay. I was like,
the same.
Yeah. Okay. So
TLC making a great theme song too. Come on. They had musical guests.
You say that like Living Single theme song ain't iconic.
But compared,
they're very similar bops.
Similar enough. But if I had to pick one over the other, obviously you can tell we're not going to get rid of South Park. South Park is safe.
South Park and Fresh Prince are safe.
Super safe.
Like, we didn't even bring them up.
No.
But
you can't. It's not worth bringing those two up. They are staples and they're not going anywhere. These are the arguments. I just can't get rid of all that. I'm sorry.
I respect you getting rid of living single.
It's a hard decision. That's all I'm saying. It's a tough decision.
Especially because. So, whatever.
But you can't.
I respect your
There's
decision.
so much packaged up with that whole mess, too.
If anything, Nick Cannon's career has shown me thus far was he was gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah.
So he was gonna be all right.
He was going to be all right.
I feel like, no, yeah, we know Kenan and Kel, no
Kenan and
Amanda.
Kel,
But
right.
Amanda wasn't hidden for me like that.
You didn't like the Amanda show?
I felt the weirdness of the Amanda show back then.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm not even attracted to this little white girl, and they are, like, really on her. She was older than me.
I wasn't looking at it like that. I was also a kid. I didn't care. I just thought it was funny.
Oh, no, I knew who the was when I was a kid. I knew.
Clean episode, by the way.
It's been 10 minutes. I knew who the baddies were. I was on Raven heavy. I ain't even know Raven didn't like dudes back then. I was on Raven heavy.
That's fine. Understandable. I respect your decision, though. I minorly respect your decision to get rid of all that, but the only reason I can't get rid of Living Single is the jumpstart of Queen Latifah and then TC Carson getting a name so we can get Kratos. So
All dead and Kratos.
Kratos is the only thing I care about, sir.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Because he played the greatest Kratos that could have ever been. I'm sorry. I like the new guy. The new guy's all right.
His name,
ain't
I
TC.
can't tell you his name.
It's like Matthew or Matt something, I think.
Yeah,
There's got a B
alternative
name on
last name.
Right. Who cares? TC. TC is Kratos. He's always
Who
been
cares?
Kratos.
Shout out to you. You done a great
He's
job.
doing good. I'm not saying that, but he ain't TC. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, there's some voice actors, like, you can replace them.
Shout out to Final Destination 2, because he was in that.
He was in that. He was in that.
And made it. No, he did not make it. Almost made it to the
he
end.
did not. I know that for a
Almost made it to the end. No, he got saved and then his hospital room blew up.
That's terrible.
The
Hit my theme song.
The new Kratos is Christopher Judge.
Christopher Judge. I knew it was like a
Where
basic
did
name.
Matt come from?
I don't know. I knew it was like a basic name is all I'm saying. It was a super basic name. Now hit my theme song, please. Welcome back to another episode of the Nonsense Podcast. I happen to be F and Bob, the G of things to be, the F and host, the hostess with the mostest.
Magical Negro.
Magical Negro, you just won't let it go.
With no society, because fuck that shit. That movie was so bad. I feel like I stand on it every time.
I don't know why, and I'm
bad.
like, I don't know why you. I don't even know why you just decide to keep giving me that nickname, and I don't even want it anymore.
Because you had it before the bad movie.
No.
Yes.
Well, yes, but I also wasn't a nickname that I asked for.
I mean,
Most people don't ask for
people
nicknames.
don't ask for that.
Yeah, but
nicknames.
I actively rebuke that nickname.
But
That's
you
all I'm
want to
saying.
know someone who creates his own nicknames? I am HENVINCIBLE. That's me, AKA a whole bunch of things. Weezy F baby, and the F is for a bunch of blank beat.
I like
beat.
that's terrible. I never did do the zoom in, did I? Thank you for correcting it. 20 zoom in should work.
Yeah,
Live
we
edits.
got to do the best friends hug zoom in. The best friends broke up. I don't know if you knew about
Best friends who?
that. Chuck and Trent.
Oh, yeah.
Trent turned heel.
Welcome back to another episode of the Nonsense Podcast. We are who we are, obviously. That was not a sloppy intro, but that's a nonsense intro if there was ever a nonsense intro.
They don't know who we be. Sorry.
No, perfectly topicked. Because today's episode is 90s dash kind of 2000s, but mostly 90s.
Yeah.
I missed the 90s. Dang, the 90s was great, wasn't it?
Dark Side of the 90s is also a phenomenal
Look,
show.
man,
It gets very weird.
We are positive around here right now. You are. I'm trying to uplift a good time in
you
history.
can't have dark without light.
Watch me do it. I'm trying to be nice. This is a Zen era of the podcast. We are living our best lives. And to live our best lives, we sometimes have to look into the past with greatness and look at things that made us happy, joyful, prosperous, elated. Back then when you could just still say it. It made you a little gay. But the good kind. Not that there's a bad kind, but you know what I mean.
We ain't used that lower third this season yet.
It's okay. No. It's fine. It's Pride Month. They understand.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah, that always takes a back seat.
Always does. But you know what? You know what's causing everything to take a back seat? I just would like to throw it out there.
Kendrick Lamar?
Who cares about that right now?
That shit affected wrestling ratings. What are you talking?
The greatest meme of the year, I feel like, existed this month. And that was the hawk to a white girl. You can't tell me.
And that
beautiful.
For that to have taken over just this past weekend is crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. And I'm all for it, man. But
shout out to Mickey James. Speaking of the 90s, shout out to Mickey James for this tweet. And I quote, "If she don't hawk to her, I don't want to talk to her."
I like it. Anyway, the 90s, the phenomenal decade, the slept on decade, I feel like.
I feel like it's the hoard out decade now.
No, because now that there's the new trend of, and that's why I brought it back up, because now we're done with the 90s. I ain't.
Y'all not gonna make me feel old. Yeah, I'm not ready for 2000 to be nostalgic.
No, it's not even
I
that.
mean, it already is.
It's
radio
people are
stations.
trying to downgrade the greatness that is the 90s. And I feel like with every great era, people got to try and smear its name.
Hey,
so instead
Nas,
of...
hate me now.
So instead of letting everybody smear it, I said, let's uplift it. How about that? I'm in a nice mood today. So let's go down the line. You thought I was taking this Zen era lightly. I'm dead serious. Bob is all Zen. Bob is very Zen. So, what was the first topic at hand? What was the first topic? Cartoons. Which you said you had a plethora of a list.
Yeah.
But here's the great thing about the 90s. I need no list, man. I grew up in it. I was molded by it. I was generated and created by it. I remember everything that there is need to be remembered.
I was born in 93. So
you only missed a few years.
Yeah, I was tapped in about 96.
But see, I feel like our generation was also, in a nice way to put it, we were the rerun era. Everything got played 1,000 times over, so I feel like you didn't miss anything that you didn't feel like you missed out on. So I would like to start off with Kelly, because she's been patiently waiting in the back, and we never introduced her properly. Kelly, do you have a cartoon that you fondly remember the 90s? One that just makes you go, good times, good times.
Mine is and will forever be either Rugrats or the original Powerpuff Girls.
Original Powerpuff Girls is thoroughly, like...
I mean, let's not hate on the second wave of Powerpuff Girls.
No,
it was
we're
nowhere
hating
near as
on
good.
those. No.
I'm not hating on it. I just don't think it was as good.
The art style definitely improved.
The art style of the original wasn't that bad.
No,
It was
but
just cleaner.
They
just HD'd it. Like,
Yeah.
it was fine. It was fine.
But that was clean for 03. Not a lot of cartoons was doing that in 03.
No, that's all. Minus them having hands. Like, it was a
But
solid
didn't they,
cartoon.
man?
They never had hands.
But never mind. I was finna wow.
This is supposed to be. See, y'all used to yell at me consistently. It's not me.
No, it's just
not me.
that my brain be working.
Your brain is terrible. But Powerpuff Girls and Rugrats are two solid shows. I loved the Rugrats as a kid. I might have been one of the only people that really liked All Grown Up.
I loved All Grown Up.
I thought it was solid. Kelly hates it.
Wow.
She hates it with a passion.
It's not that I hate it. I've never really truly sat down and watched it. So I don't.
Ignorance.
I feel I feel like it's like I don't know.
No.
I like the original when they were babies, and that's all there is.
Sometimes a baby's got to do what a baby's got to do. Who was your favorite Rugrat? Real quick, off the top of your head.
Lillian.
Lillian.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how to feel about that at all.
Like, it's not a bad pick, but it was not
one.
what I
don't like that she said Lillian. Like
That's
she
her
was
name.
Lil.
Yeah,
That was feeling Lil.
but-
No, you say Lillian because that's what Phil used to say.
Yeah.
Because they would go at each other and use full whole names. Shut up, Lillian.
Right. No, that's all. When they're together, it's Phil and Lil. When they're separate, it's Lillian.
Philip and Lillian.
I gotta go with Chucky.
I was gonna say I felt like you was a Chucky kid. Ain't nothing
I
wrong
had
with
a
that.
Chucky hat.
Did you?
I had a Chucky Scully, and had the Rugrats, and his had the hair, his hair coming out.
That's kind of
It
sick.
was fire, yeah.
I was a mix between Chucky and Dill. I did like Dill. After you grew accustomed to it, I was Dill, and then when the movie, like when I went back and watched the movie, I went back to Tommy because I love that Tommy was rated off his brother. He was dead ready to kill that boy.
Motherfucker at all. Like, no, you gotta go.
He sat there with the baby food, the banana baby food. And he's like, I'm gonna let the monkeys get him. He was sick of him. He was so sick of him. So, shout out to Tommy for being a leader. The youngest one too, which is it's thoroughly nuts, by the way.
Let's be honest, though. Dill was annoying.
Oh yeah,
when he was younger,
and he grows up worse.
Babies do. I was cool with all grown up Dill.
Nah,
he was just a little.
He was, but he was the youngest though. Yeah, no, he was definitely.
I think Dill's on the spectrum.
He was on the spectrum before we knew what the spectrum was for sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, he was one of those wacko kind of kids.
He was one of them sit on the couch upside down kids.
He literally did that consistently.
Yeah. And we all know those. We all knew those kids growing up.
Ain't
God
nothing wrong
bless
with
them.
that.
Let them be all. Hope they all right.
What you got? I know you gotta have a banger cartoon for me. You looked the list up, so you gotta have one that touches the soul. Give me one that touches the soul, my boy.
I want to cheat and say Power Rangers, because hi, bitches. 30 years, they just killed it this year, but 30 strong years.
Ain't nothing wrong. I'm cool with the Power Rangers. I don't know if I consider it a cartoon.
It's not a cartoon, but in 1996, let me tell you about this little thing called Dragon Ball.
Back when it was still considered a cartoon.
Yeah, that shit was over here, boy. Pre-Toonami.
Pre-Toonami.
Good
Very
Toonami.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say
let's
Tom.
Pre-Tom.
What's his name?
I don't even remember.
Motor.
Yeah, Motor.
Motor
from
was
Space Ghost.
from Space Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was, I almost remember the lineup. It was Batman, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball,
Zoid.
Johnny Quest.
Yes.
Johnny Quest came after. Then maybe Gundam.
No, it wasn't Gundam. It was Zoids back then. Gundam.
I thought Zoids didn't come out till Tom.
Because Zoids wasn't. I mean, Gundam didn't really get popular until like.
Till Tom era.
03.
But it was not like Gundam Wing. It was like OG original Gundam. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like just mobile. I'm sorry, I should have said it that way. Mobile suit Gundam. That's what was on Motor.
Shout out to Toonami. Toonami is definitely one of the greatest creations of the 90s.
Still out now, mind you. Still out
Just
now.
brought it back because the 90s, it ain't 90s enough, bitch.
It's not.
We gotta bring back the rewind.
Now that they bring back Toonami, then they brought back Checkered Pass. So good cartoons. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Which are all phenomenal 90s cartoons.
Phenomenal 90s cartoons.
Courage 97. And y'all thousands be trying to take Courage. No, bitch, it was 97.
That was us. We had that one first. Phenomenal show.
Yes. Doug up there.
Doug Nickelodeon.
Yes.
Doug Disney. Totally different monster.
What the freak was Doug
They
Disney?
switched it at partially way through its lifespan.
Ew.
And it got switched over to Disney, and the show was terrible.
I don't acknowledge that. I don't acknowledge that tribal chief.
And I'm glad for the simple fact that I think on Paramount you get good Doug, and then on Disney Plus you get the garbage Doug.
Ew.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, there is a separation of those two. If you have both of those, watch one episode of each, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even think Skeeter was in the Disney one like that. Like, they got rid of Skeeter. And I'm like, Skeeter is like the main dude that you have to keep. You have to keep Skeeter.
That's like having Hey Arnold and getting rid of Gerald.
Yo, I don't know who. First of all, Hey Arnold is one of my picks of one of the greatest 90s cartoons of all time. Because for the simple fact, next to the PJs, that's the only Project cartoon that was good. Wayne Head is up there.
I was just for the same Wayne Head. You saw the Wayne Head wheels turning.
With that big boot. I'm not saying it was bad. But classic, timeless cartoons, Hey Arnold is number one. PJs is just one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Wayne Head goes after all of them. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to go humanitarian. My 90s pick, Captain Planet and the Planeteers.
No, absolutely not.
Wow!
No. I hated Captain Planet.
Wow!
I hated Captain Planet.
You probably litter to this day. What? How could you?
I like the sentiment, but I just never liked the fact that they took too long. Like, just call out Captain Planet. Why are you trying to help?
So I feel like the reason why is that they kind of took it by the Power Rangers model. We got to say the Megazord for the end of the episode.
No,
Captain Planet is the Megazord for that.
But let's go ahead and let the dude who know what he's doing do what he need to do.
But no, the purpose of Captain Planet was teaching us how to be better.
Yes.
That was the point. That's why y'all kids is fucked up now. Because none of y'all cartoons empowered y'all.
No, you don't get
Dora made y'all feel retarded. Dora walked, handheld all of y'all to everything.
Yo, he's suing me, Dora. Calm down. Look.
Arthur, goated.
Arthur was definitely good. I went back and started watching Arthur for a little bit. But, all right, hold on before we get too far.
Arthur was my show.
Because you made me go back and watch that. Now, granted, one of the greatest Channel 11 WTTW cartoons with the theme song. Goated. Mine, I like Teletubbies a little bit more. That's just me. I get why people didn't like it, but I was just like, Dipsy was black, and I love Dipsy. The Dipsy used to beatbox, all right? So that's all I needed.
Teletubbies or Barney? Which side are you on? Okay.
Teletubbies all day, every day. I hated Barney.
Not
that I hated Barney, but I just didn't like listening to him. Now, BJ was decent.
I liked Barney, but I kind of hated Barney, if that makes sense.
I like the show.
Like they had black kids. I liked Baby Bop. I liked all of them. Yeah. Everybody but Barney.
Just Barney. It's just Barney. You know why? Because he was the Tinky Winky of the crew. And nobody likes Tinky Winky by default. Like, get out of here. Just get out of here. Nobody wants you around. Plus, I had better replacements because if I wanted to learn something, even though I got beef with him now, we had Steve and Blue's Clues. I got beef with Steve. I got thorough. Huh?
Abandonment issues?
It's not that I got abandonment issues. I got the issues that he left and then came back like you didn't leave me. Like, don't just leave and then act like you didn't leave us.
He said, I know. What? He started off with, I know I may have let you down. He did the same CM Punk, the same CM Punk return promo. He did that.
That's great. But here's the difference.
No, I had to leave.
No, but
I'm coming back to you.
But here's the difference. Steve left and disappeared. CM Punk left the show. He was still active. He just left the show. We could watch him other places. Yeah. He didn't disrespect us and then just come back and just be like, I never left.
I never said I never left.
He said, even though I left, I was always with you. Shut up. That's some absentee dad stuff, man. And I ain't with that.
I felt like we did carry the lessons he taught us.
Yeah, but you could have still been here because there were some other kids that needed your lessons.
Yes.
Joe couldn't keep up. And
Joe
this Chinese dude, I like the Chinese dude a little bit, but he ain't Steve.
No.
And don't act like Steve could just leave and come back and just act like everything's all hunky-dory. Steve, we thought you died, okay? Like, that's all I'm saying.
For a little bit.
For a good minute, we all thought he was dead.
You got low.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't act like you didn't dip. That's all I'm saying. Like, you dipped. You went out to get milk and you never came back for 20 years. That's all I'm saying. I can't wait for the moment.
He went to college.
No, he didn't.
In all actuality.
He went and joined a band. Like, look, he lied to us. That's all I'm saying. Don't lie to me. I'm grown enough to take the truth. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, Steve, if you watching, I'm looking forward to I'm looking for the first day he shows up at C2E2. Oh, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at C2E2 and I'm gonna give him the whole Fresh Prince spiel.
Well, you ain't want me, man.
When you ain't want me, man. I learned how to drive my first car by myself. I went to college by myself. I got my first girlfriend by myself. I got married by myself. The hell with you?
Okay, so before we tear down Steve even more. How about favorite toys and video games?
Oh no, because I never gave my favorite cartoon.
shoot.
Everybody skipped
Go
over
on.
me.
Well,
Like
you
I'm not
keep
important.
talking. What's
Jesus.
yours?
My cartoon, sleeper pick, because I got to at least give y'all some hidden
You
gems.
just went with Teletubbies.
No, because we mentioned Arthur, so that was just my retort to Arthur and Barney. No, Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Because everybody forgets about Freakazoid.
Freakazoid.
Everybody forgets
with that weird ass dude that they just kept randomly saying it. Just got a. I think that was early Slenderman.
That was the first episode. It was just a creepy dude.
Yeah.
I loved him because that was the first episode, and he snapped on him. On the first episode, he said, "Why don't you get out of here and get some coffee with some cream or something?" I love Freakazoid. And shout out, and this is why I put respect on that name, and y'all got to learn, eventually y'all got to learn to put some respect on that name.
I need Freakazoid
Teen
to
Titans
land
Titans
on.
Go was the only cartoon of this era that even referenced Freakazoid. Then not only referenced Freakazoid,
They
brought
had
that
it on
shit
the episode,
back.
yeah.
So goddamn it, put some respect on Teen Titans Go. That's
Also-
all I'm saying.
Put Freakazoid on streaming somewhere.
I would love it.
What the hell?
A box set.
It couldn't have been that many episodes.
It was a good season, maybe 2 seasons. Freakazoid was a go-to show. I know we brought up Biker Mice from Mars. I was showing Kelly Road Rovers, which is another great cartoon, but Freakazoid, top of my list in 90s cartoons, man.
2 seasons.
2 seasons. I knew it was at least 2 to 3.
95 to 97.
It was a solid show.
And
It just got beat out by Animaniacs. Like, Animaniacs was running kind of congruent, and Animaniacs was up there. It was up there.
Yeah. Plus, they could add more references to other shit.
All right,
yeah.
that's all it was. So I get it. I get why Freakazoid got beat out, but you got to remember, and here's why I wanted to be brought back in some kind of capacity. Freakazoid is a WBIP.
And not for kids. It's very not for kids.
It was kind of messed up. Freakazoid is WB's version of Deadpool.
Yeah.
If they really want to go ham, let's go ham. That's all I'm saying.
Freakazoid movie for real. And
I'm all on
shit
it.
like The Mask.
I'm all bro, you have no idea how quickly I'd buy tickets before they even started filming. Like, let me get mine in now, please. Like, I'm already in. Can I give you $100 just for production? Please.
Like, come on.
I'm
man.
in. I'll take another cartoon. I'll take some more crossovers. Anything. And that's why I said thank you to Teen Titans Go for bringing it back into the ether. That's all I'm saying. Now that he's back into the ether, let's fucking go. That's all I'm saying. Let's do something with it.
And since I brought up Power Rangers, special, reference to VR Troopers and Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs. We are VR. Are we at commercial yet? Let's do commercial and then we'll hit the other 2 topics. We can speed run those. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back to the Nonsense Podcast. I'm still Bob. That's still Heno. We still talking the 90s. You thought you was done with the 90s? We ain't done with the 90s. The 90s will live on forever as one of the greatest decades of all time. From the sports to the movies and music to right now where we're getting to, the video games and toys.
I ain't gonna lie. They owe us a lot.
What do you mean?
I'm just going down this list. They owe us a lot.
What do you mean?
A lot of shit came out
Yes!
started in the 90s. They
The
owe us
90s
a
was
lot.
killer.
Want to know what came out in the 90s? Pokemon, Red, Blue, and Yellow, 96. Final Fantasy 7. Street Fighter 2.
Tournament edition? Turbo. No, just OG.
OG, in 91.
Turbo was better.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, 99.
Oh my God, I forgot about Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I did not know those 90s.
Super
Jesus.
Mario Kart, 92.
Super Mario Kart, yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, 91. Ocarina of Time, 98.
All great stuff.
Doom was just about to come back, 93. Tomb Raider, 96. Fallout 2 in 98. Diablo in 96. The first Diablo.
I was going to say, like, this is every company, studio, and IP you enjoy literally was grafted out of the ground in the 90s.
Yeah, speed run. GoldenEye, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Mortal Kombat, Gran Turismo.
All games that you're probably getting literally right now.
The first, look, TMNT Turtles in Time came out in 91.
The greatest of Turtles games. The greatest of Turtles games. I'm finna go play that
Parappa the Rapper came out in 96. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And lastly, not lastly, this list is long as hell. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
The second best one.
97.
The second best one. Nah, I might throw it out there as the best one. Symphony of the Night was actually phenomenal.
So you're welcome, basically. If you like games, you're welcome.
You're right, honestly. There was Mario, and then there was the boom. So, toys and video games. You got to give me one each.
Toys, definitely Power Rangers. I believe, all 6. Green Ranger Tommy too.
Oh wow!
Didn't have a Megazord.
Did
but
you have the one that like the head flipped out of the chest? Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yes, sir.
Clicking in the back.
It's morphin' time. Yes, sir. They need to make more shit like that. Honestly, well, no, I do like the detachable heads. That's the meta now.
No, that's a little bit better. Just for the looks, aesthetics is a little bit better, but nothing compared to just the head flipping real fast.
I'm just really like that they didn't hoard out and the heads be sold separately. That would piss me off.
Yeah,
they could have.
They
could have DLC'd the toy industry, and I've been pissed.
Thank you to the toy industry for not being DLC, but also
y'all be high as hell base price, but y'all do y'all thing.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like we get quality. Like there is quality toy stuff now. You know what I mean? So we did get trash, but I loved my trash.
Holes in the crotch so you can buy stands to do poses.
Yeah, just the little
fire.
Things. All right, so Power Ranger action figure. Give me one game. You gotta
game.
What would you pull up? Because that, you gotta remember, that's the middle of the console war era too. Sony does what, or Sega does what Nintendo don't. Were you a Sega kid or a Nintendo kid?
Sega.
No Nintendo, Sega.
If I had to choose one of these just off the ones I listed, probably Turtles in Time.
You're a Sega kid and you picked Turtles in Time.
I would. That's the one out of what I listed. I'd go play right now.
Like, well, in general, you ain't got to give me one off the list.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go with the very first game I had on Sega, which was Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball.
Why? I mean, it's a good game, but that was the first one?
Yeah, that was the first game I had.
Damn, I'm sorry. I mean, not sorry. That's not a bad game. But how did you jump the Spinball? And I think that was after Sonic 3, right? Sonic and Knuckles.
I wasn't aware of none of that shit. I was barely old enough to fully function on the Sega Genesis. And that was a very simple controller.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say you had the 3 button or the 6 button?
I had the 3.
Oof. So you definitely weren't playing any fighting games. It is impossible to play a fighting game off that 3-button system.
No, I only had 2 games. I had Sonic the Hedgehog Pinball and I had Larry Bird Basketball.
Larry Bird Basketball was decent. I didn't like that.
Fuck Larry Bird as a person. But,
why? Larry Bird's my guy.
Larry Bird be talking shit.
I know. That's why I love him.
That's why you love him.
I love him because he talks the best. He talks the best shit. Boy went into the 3-point.
Larry Bird is the white Bill Russell. I don't think I've seen Bill Russell smile my entire lifespan.
Nah. He smiles when he shows his rings off.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
No, I love Larry Bird just for the simple fact that he went to a game saying, I'm fixing to drop 45 on you. Score 45 and checked himself out the game. Balls. Absolute balls. Kelly, come on. Give me a toy. I know you got a good toy. As you were saying, if I know something about you, you were a toy kid.
Oh, yeah. No, I had a full chest.
I was going to say, you were the chest kid toys.
I am torn between my Furby or a Polly Pocket.
You had a Polly Pocket?
Yeah. I had like
You had
3.
that mainstream shit.
Yeah.
They had money.
Yeah.
And the boons with a few extra pennies.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I loved my Polly Pocket. I had one that was like mermaid themed because I love the Little Mermaid. So it was.
I feel like I remember that commercial.
Yep.
I was gonna say that's the one where you could dip it in like the tail in the water and change colors or something like that.
Yep.
And then the whole fucking dress pull down. Yeah, I remember that shit. Damn. God damn. Talking about unlocked memory.
Yeah.
90s
commercials.
I was gonna say the commercials alone. You don't forget.
If you know what, this is free game. If you miss 90s commercials that much, like if you just like really, no promotion because I think they're a non-profit website. www.tv.com ToonamiAftermath.com.
Yeah.
They have all the old
Bumpers
90s
and commercials. Yeah.
the camera McDonald's commercials. Fire.
Loved it though.
Everything.
They do also have another one. I'll post it up here right now.
Yeah, the one you showed me at work. You showed me that one day, and I forgot the day and never forgot about the rest of it.
Go in there and just flip channels because you pick an era, you can pick a year, and you just flip channels of all the great stuff of that era.
Yeah, when you remember that, send that to me too. It was fire.
No, it was great. And then I immediately abused it by watching 9/11 for like an hour straight. Cause it's not that it was funny, but it's one of those things where I never thought of it that way. Like the day started normal.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks of 9/11 was like just that day, but like the news was normal. There's cartoons being played.
Yeah.
And then all hell broke loose. And I'm just like, it was kind of interesting watching the lead up.
You know what? It's probably real fucked up to say. That probably would have been a real interesting day to be like home.
Just to sit back and watch?
Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I was at school. We got the call over the loudspeaker that about 9/11.
Oh, yeah. Now, we watched the news feed the entire day.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, we watched it all day.
They wheeled the TV in after that bitch kicked off. But I like.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying like if someone like was an adult and just didn't go to work that day and just watched TV all day, that shit would have been interesting.
I had the most terrible thought about it. What if you worked there and got fired the day before?
That's not funny.
That's
real fucked up. That's not funny, but that's
because I'm trying to figure out: are you like elated?
No,
I don't know about you.
I wouldn't be elated. I'm sure you had some work homies.
Yeah, but better you than me. Because I know that one boss that was getting on my nerve.
Shout out to Time for Time passing enough for 9/11 jokes to be somewhat okay.
I mean, they're not, but I'm still doing them.
Just in case.
We're in the 90s. That's 01.
That's 01. It's close enough. Anyway.
So, you want a video game?
You got a video game. Super Mario?
Super Mario World.
I knew it.
1990. You know that's my favorite.
That's your favorite.
Bob, what's yours?
I feel like your game is going to be classic. Your toy might blow mine.
My toy, just because I need help remembering what it is. There's plethora of toys. I could talk about Tamagotchis. I could talk about the Talk Boy.
Do you count your Dragon Dagger? It's from the 90s, but it came out after.
No.
Okay.
So here's a toy, and it's a dumb toy. I know everybody's gonna remember it. We just don't remember what they're called. It's a ball with little rubber spikes. Had batteries. You turned it on, and it would just fucking
light up.
No, it would just rumble around the floor. I don't know what it was, and I feel like every '90s kid had one of them.
Yes. Mine lit up, but
Did
I
yours?
also don't know what it's fucking.
I have no idea what it, and I don't like as an adult brain. I don't even know what we did with it.
We used to throw it against the wall.
That's what you did. I just left it on the floor and let it rumble.
Yeah, no. So the one I had, it would change color on impact. So so you would throw it against the wall. It would be one light.
So you had the new version. I had the OG version.
Yeah.
It's just called a Bumble Ball.
Bumble Ball.
That sounds like it. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but it was a dope toy.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Because I think that's what my mind thinks of as like 90s toys. It was stuff that really didn't do nothing, but we found the way to have fun with it for hours. And that was one of the things I remember, just like we had, and I used to just let it rumble on the floor, and I'd either kick it or throw it. I don't know what I did. I just did stuff with it, and it was fun because we were kids, and we could have fun and entertain ourselves.
Terrible lifespans on those things.
Yeah, no, they also always break.
The lights went out real fast.
Mine just ate up every battery. Like I could stop stealing batteries to keep that thing going. It was terrible. Video game.
Final Fantasy VII?
No.
Oh, okay.
Granted, that was my first game played. But I'm going to go, I should have brought it downstairs just for the special occasion. Because I have it. I have the game.
I mean, you do the editing.
True. I'll put up a picture right now. The game that I had, one of the first, probably the third or fourth game I played in my lifetime. Rival Schools 2. So imagine. This now for my game collector heads, they all just popped. They all immediately in unison was just like, oh my God, another person that knows Rival Schools.
It sounds like Yu Yu Hakusho without the powers.
Kinda.
It's like bullies just fighting each other.
Mostly it's different schools that just box.
Yeah.
They just be fighting.
Yeah.
And that's it. One of them was definitely like a knockoff Vegeta slash Ryu. The team that I played with, because it's a three-man team, and I played with the gym kids. So I had a baseball player, a chick that played volleyball, and a soccer guy. And that was my crew, and we used to just beat everybody straight down to death. You had to fight the principals, you had to fight the staff members, all types of stuff. That game was dope, and I'm telling you right now, try and find it.
I'm sure
$300, $400, $500 for a solid copy, and I got lucky. Ooh, I got lucky. Somebody messed up, and I got mine for $50 with both discs and a booklet.
Damn.
Oh my God, my heart was complete when I got that game back in my life. That game, best game of that era, because that was like Marvel versus Capcom before it got big.
I was just finna say, shout out to Marvel vs. Capcom. They just got their super collection announced.
About time,
and I'm finna play. See, there's about 4 of those games I never got to experience.
Street Fighters versus X-Men was goated before Marvel versus Capcom.
That I never played that.
That game was great.
Adam, Children of Adam. I need to play that.
Also great.
Yeah, no. Shout out to them. And finally, online.
Yeah.
Online.
Well,
for
no,
the
they had
rollback codes.
With rollback netcode.
Yes.
That was the key. It was rollback netcode. I was still on the fence until, shout out to Maximilian, dude. I do watch him for just occasions like that. For letting us know that there was rollback netcode. Now I'm all in.
Coming out this year, too.
Yes.
This year is busy.
Busy. Now, I would like to say,
I'm already got my 110 for Sparking Zero.
Right.
I'm already putting that to the side.
see, I'm glad for people like Nintendo. Just cheers to Nintendo for being Nintendo. Because unlike every other game company, they be quiet. Zero talk. And then everything comes out at once. A brand new Mario Party. Metroid
Mario
Prime.
and Luigi Brothers.
Thank you. We needed another one of those. It's about time. It's thoroughly about time. Another
And
Donkey
give
Kong
Luigi
Country.
his lightning powers, too.
Yeah.
Don't skimp on Luigi in the game.
Yeah, please. A Donkey Kong Country returns. Like, come on, man. All they're missing is a Mario Kart. And I was like, when I seen all of these names pop up one after another, I'm like, if they drop Mario Kart, I'm buying another Switch. I'm buying another Switch, actually.
Sonic and Shadow game coming out.
Not Nintendo, but
Sega. But
Sega.
I'm just talking about the year. Just this.
No, this year.
This last 6 months of the year is going to be crazy.
And mind you, and just to give all the credit where credit is due, all 90s based cartoons and video games that are getting revamps and repops. Tell me that
Tenkaichi 3 came out 17 years ago.
Now, I will say this. Somebody upset me that works with me now. This jerk told me that he was like, I've been waiting for Metroid Prime since I was in the 7th grade. And made me feel old immediately. I'm like, he was like, they announced it when I was in the 7th grade. And I'm like, they announced Metroid Prime when you're in the 7th grade? And I'm like, oh, that's accurate. That's accurate, and I feel very old now. I was still working here when they mentioned Metroid Prime 4. Like, I am watching children grow up to work with me now, and this is not good for me, is all I'm saying. But shout out to Metroid Prime. When they announced it, right after they announced that, and then put Metroid Zero Mission on the Switch, played it and beat it immediately. Everybody was wondering, what did you do during Juneteenth? That's what I did during Juneteenth. I didn't do nothing for the community. I didn't care nothing about black people. I stayed home and I played Metroid because I was enjoying good quality video games with no DLC. Not no DLC, but they gave you a game and then gave you the original Metroid all on one cartridge.
I watched Bloods and Crips hold hands and dance on stage.
You are a mess.
Sometimes you gotta pop out this.
All right, so last bit. We got to get to the last topic.
Movies. What is your?
I don't want just your favorite '90s movie. I don't care about what you like about the '90s.
I had my favorite '90s movie loaded up.
And see, this is why you got to read the show notes a little bit. I want the most '90s movie. What movie is the '90s? If you had to take one movie and show it to somebody who didn't understand the '90s, here's the movie I'm going to show you. And then you should thoroughly enjoy the 90s. You should feel the 90s from watching this movie. And I feel like there's two answers.
I feel like Friday is up there.
Friday's a good answer. I do understand Friday being there. What is the most 90s movie? Kelly, you go first because I know yours.
I didn't see that. See, that's a level of corn that I typically stay away from.
Look, man, it ain't got to be corny. It just got to be something that embodies
I feel
the
like
90s.
it got to be a little corny if anybody's
embody the
like
90s.
a little corn.
I mean, it can't be a little bit, but it should.
Everything got to have a little corn.
It's the 90s. Everything was corny. That's kind of part of it. Kelly, what you got?
You already know. It's The Crow. And it's The Crow because from the Cars, thank you. From the Cars to the one-liners to the love story to the dark and brooding the main character, it's the perfect 90s movie.
It is. I personally dislike The Crow, but I understand why everybody else loves it. I ain't mad at it.
Is that the biggest fall off between original and sequel? Because goddamn.
Yeah.
The Crow 2.
But they also killed Brandon Lee, so I mean.
I brought up a list and I scrolled past 2 really good candidates. Lion King and The Truman Show. Pretty good.
Truman Show's a good one.
Ooh, Pulp Fiction is up there. Pulp Fiction.
Settle on one,
might
man.
Be the best.
Settle on one. I can feel you liking Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, hold on. Damn it. Yeah. No, I scrolled past it and I made my choice. Men in Black.
Men in Black? Very good choice.
Men in Black is the most 90s movie on that fucking list. Yeah.
Original Men in Black.
Yes.
Chef's Kiss. No, very 90s for the simple fact you got Fresh Prince and you got his outfits. That's all you really needed alone. Because that yellow outfit that he popped out in, fly. If they sold that right now, I'd buy it. 100%. They actually have one at DXL. It's a polo fit and it's like red, green, and yellow. And I might buy it if it wasn't $100 for the shirt alone. But it's $290 and I might get it.
I feel proud every time he go in for the exam and then
move that
the
table
over the way he was at. Yeah.
It wasn't even that he moved the table. He moved it loudly and then was polite.
Yeah.
You want to get in on this?
Right. It's enough for all of us. Like, yeah, man.
No, that movie is third
Okay.
or second because I have 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you the one that is my honorable mention. The most 90s movie is obviously Space Jam. That if you ain't watching the good Space Jam, the only Space Jam, LeBron Space Jam don't exist.
Space Jam, but it's
the only Space Jam that matters.
Yeah.
Thank you. Looney Tunes and Jordan.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I listen to Fly Like an Eagle. I listen to that to this day because I think of Jordan dunking in slow motion. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
I hate that I didn't think of Space Jam.
That is the most 90s because Jordan and the Looney Tunes and Bill Murray. What more do you need?
Yeah, no.
And Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. I'm listing you all the things you need of the 90s to really just push forward. Here is the 90s. But my true answer, and I feel like it's almost undebatable, the most 90s movie.
Bill and Ted.
No, that was the 80s. But that's a good choice if we were doing the 80s, though. Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
That movie has every 90s child popping from before the movie starts. When New Line Cinema starts to form its logo and the theme song plays, techno music, flames, metal, everything, before the fucking movie even starts. Play that theme song around anybody who was alive in the 90s, and you finna pop them all in unison.
Yeah.
It's the greatest theme song that has nothing to do with the video game. That was never meant for the video game. That movie is so iconic. I don't care if you love it or hate it. It actually changed the games. They added a lot of stuff to the games. Shang Tsung wasn't that G until the movies.
Yeah.
The movies made him the G.
The Iron Man treatment.
100%. Your Soul Is Mine is one of the greatest movie lines.
We cannot talk about the 90s and not talk about X-Men 97. Did you finish X-Men 97?
I didn't watch it.
God, why? You are missing cinema.
I'm not saying it's not
You
good.
are missing peak cinema.
I wasn't an X-Men kid.
Oh, okay.
I was a Spider-Man kid. So as everybody was popping for X-Men, I went back and watched OG Spider-Man.
I mean, they might do Spider-Man 98.
I don't want them to.
Oh, well,
I personally don't want them to. Because it's perfect as is.
I got a spoiler for you. They actually referenced Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I seen they showed a lot of Spider-Man stuff related.
No,
or the Secret Wars, didn't they?
I'm talking about the finale episode.
Oh, because I thought they.
They answered the cliffhanger from the Spider-Man. Are you gonna watch it?
No.
Fuck it. Spoiler alert. They in the finale of X-Men 97, they cleared up the cliffhanger at the end of Spider-Man animated series. He found MJ.
No. Okay.
What? What? How is that not a big deal to you?
I didn't care for that MJ. That was one of the few MJs I didn't like.
It was the only MJ in the show.
I mean, in general, in totality of MJs.
Fuck MJ. That was about that show.
Yeah,
that blew minds because that was the cliffhanger of the show. I'm finna go look for my bitch.
Yeah, no. I assumed he found her. That's all I'm saying. I always assumed, like, yeah, he found her, and I'm glad that they announced that he found her and there was closure. But I'm just like, yeah, that's some closures I don't care for because I didn't need it. I'm glad everybody else cared though.
That's valid.
That's all. It was just like, he's Spider-Man. Of course he found her. That's how I thought of it. It's like,
I
yeah,
thought she died.
No, I didn't believe that.
Just turned into water.
Yeah.
And went down the drain. I thought she was dead.
It's Spider-Man. That Spider-Man always found a way.
That Spider-Man wasn't playing.
He was a force to be working with. Yeah. I think we cleared up all topics though.
Kelly needs a movie.
She picked The Crow. That you both popped on.
Okay, yeah, no. So that's a solid 5 right there.
Yeah.
Friday, The Crow, Space Jam, Men in Black, Mortal Kombat. That'll take up your whole day. You're going to have a whole 90s day with those 5 right there.
Honestly. I'm not mad at that. All right. Close out the show because I think we're pretty much at the end, right? All right. So let's close it out. I had one little piece of homework that I needed everybody to work on. I needed, the best way I can say is I need a cassette tape. We burning music on a cassette. And I need your 90s tracks. We need some good 90s tracks to put on this cassette tape to make a decent playlist. What song are you throwing on that cassette tape?
Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It.
Understandable. Ain't mad at that. I had a coworker that used to play that every Payday Friday. And I hated him for it. But I do miss him now. Like, I miss him now because now I think about it now that he's not there. But I also hate a Payday because he made sure he played that and he came in a good mood. And then he would proceed to screw up all the work for the day. Well. So it's just like, I'm glad you're in a good mood, but maybe let's close the day out. Let's close the day out on a good note too. But yeah, no, Montel, understandable. Great song.
I have a random question that don't mean shit to do with shit. What would you do? We can end the episode. I can ask you off air. But I feel like I want y'all input. What would y'all do if direct deposit did not work in the morning?
Oh, I'm
like, what would you do if your Friday check came on Friday night and you had to go through all Friday day broke like you do Thursday day?
I've already answered that question to my boss. I'm only here for money. The day the check don't come through, I don't know you.
No, I'm saying, like, if it was widely set that bitch hit Saturday at midnight or some shit.
And normal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's different.
I'd be pissed.
I mean, I'd be
You would have to wait longer for your shit.
But I mean, I balance my budget.
And then I would want that Friday to also count for the check then. If it's clipped, the office is closed at 9, I'm already gonna be home. You can pay me for that day.
That's not how that works.
I don't give a shit.
It's a 2-week bump.
Lit.
Oh get out of here.
Well, bro, bump me for that Friday.
Kelly, can you give me a 90s song, please?
You're gonna laugh. But
I'm not.
It's NSYNC, Tearing Up My Heart.
That's
valid. The NSYNC song you choose?
That one came out in 97.
I feel like all that shit came out in 97.
No, they were early 2000s.
They were early 2000s.
Oh.
But that was their first album.
It was a decent song, though.
And that's the one I choose.
It's a decent song. Mine's a simple. Mine's a super simple. You guys to play. I never ever call a radio station, but I need to hear that new Wu-Tang. You got has to protect your neck, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else that I need on my playlist.
Absolutely.
Other than some good old Wu-Tang somewhere. I don't care if it's Method Man. I don't care if it's ODB. I don't even care if it's just a solo. Just a solo album, by the way, is probably the best of the solo albums. I love Method Man. Tikal is great. But just as Liquid Swords, come on now. Just come on now. But now you gotta give me Protect Your Neck. I'll take Cream. I'll take the Mystery of the Chess Boxing. But you gonna give me some Wu-Tang on this playlist, is all I'm saying.
For sure.
That's just how it works. That's just how it works. I'm gonna need that Protect Your Neck. When was Gravel Pit? Gravel Pit was probably 2000s.
Probably.
So no, we'll skip Gravel. Gravel Pit was like one of my favorite late era Wu-Tangs, but no, you gotta.
Shame on a nigga that get the run game on him.
Wu Buck Wild with the trigger.
Yeah.
Shame on the nigga who tried to run game on the nigga. I'll fuck your ass up.
And then remix it with a rock band.
Don't say that they remixed it with a rock band. They remixed it and redid it with System of a Down.
Yes.
And gave them these dirty Armenians were allowed to say nigga the entire track.
Yes.
And I'm mad that people just figured that out. Like that song came out
Mad long ago.
Like this is not a new track. No, they been did that song. That's way old. And
Shout out to System of a Down.
Down being one of the greatest 90s to 2000 rock bands. My first CD, by the way. My first CD was System of a Down's Toxicity. And which is still upstairs. Because I keeps mine. And that's in the era where my aunt used to go through my CDs right after purchase to make sure they were of listening quality for a young mind. No, it's not. No, it's not, but it was great music either way. Because the first song was Prison Song, and the chorus is, I buy my crack and I smack my bitch right here in Hollywood. But the song was also completely dictating how the prison system of the United States is broken. But she didn't hear any of that stuff. All she heard was buying crack and smacking my bitch. Heard none of the correcting the prison system.
Also, shout out to every rock song from WWE pay-per-views from 96 to 99.
Yes.
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 Actually, just as a side note, I had a cassette tape with a bunch of theme songs on that one and played that in the car. Now, often I annoyed my entire family by, you smell what the rock is cooked. The whole song.
Yeah.
Not just a little bit of theme. The whole, now we listen from start to finish. Including the part where he says, The Rock says he's going to take your little CD, dust it off, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass. That was on the track. It's mid-song. All right, I think that sums up everything. The 90s were goated.
Yeah.
100%. I enjoyed doing I don't know if you were around when I was doing the time travel episodes way back when. Some of my favorite episodes to produce. But I needed a blast from the past for the 90s. The 90s were dope. I miss the 90s. Everything was a simpler time. From the dope internet to the sports.
To the gas.
The gas prices being under $1. Ugh. Back when you could put the nozzle. Remember when you could put I can't say we did, but our parents put the nozzle in, clicked the little latch, and left it.
Oh, I still do that.
You got money enough to do that? I got to pay attention to mine because I need 45 exact.
No, I pay attention to mine. I just click it and then hawk it.
See, it's not even that. It's the people that steal gas now. Like you can't leave it because then people.
Oh yeah,
come
people
and
still
take
let.
and then it goes on your card.
No, I can't do that, man. I gotta be with the hand on the trigger the whole time. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this blast from the past. If you got some 90s nostalgia you want to share with us, let us know in the comment section below. If you're listening on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. It's the best way to let us know what you like and what you don't like. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Continue to watch on YouTube. But if you're a listener, and you love listening on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Spotify, I implore you, switch over to Spreaker. Spreaker's a much better app, to me at least. They like us. We're number one in the nonsense section, and I would like to be number one in the comedic section. So help us out by listening there. Support us there. Greatest way to support us.
Spreaker exclusive podcast.
The Spreaker exclusive podcast. You got two episodes ready to go for a measly $2. You can support this show and that show at the same time. It's kind of a win-win situation.
Here's a tie-in. That is currently $2. In 1994, the price of a Happy Meal was $3.36.
Man, I can get it free with my points though.
Me too.
And I got a lot of points left.
Me too.
I'm also fasting, so I ain't been to McDonald's in a long time.
I had a steak, egg, and cheese biscuit yesterday.
I've never had it on a biscuit. I refuse to have it on a biscuit.
Apparently, the bagel comes with a sauce.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It comes with their own sauce, and it's pretty much like a cream. It's Philadelphia cream cheese mixed with something else.
I had no idea.
Yeah, get
but
the bagel.
no, on the biscuit, it was busting. Amazing biscuits for a burger place.
But here's my secret: get the bagel, but take the hash brown, throw it on top of on the sandwich. This is how you do the steak egg. What are we talking about? Remember now we can that way we can tie it into 90s so it makes sense. Remember when McDonald's had playpens?
Yeah.
Remember when they had Nintendo 64s in McDonald's? You go to McDonald's and play Smash Bros. Crazy time.
I think a kid died in those ball pits. I think that's why they got rid of them.
That's been the episode of Nonsense. We'll see you guys later. I don't know why he had to do that, but he had to do it.